and welcome back to the CIA. I'm Agent A, Director of the Junior Agents Division. You've been tasked with tracking down the most dangerous criminals in the world and bringing them to justice. This month, it's a matter of money. Villainous criminal mastermind Lars Vegas was seen skulking around the National Treasury and has since fled our surveillance. We think he's up to something big and need you to stop him before he does. Be sure to learn everything you can in order to determine his location. For this case, we're sending you to Brazil.
Brazil is the largest country in South America and the fifth largest nation in the world. It forms an enormous triangle on the eastern side of the continent with a 4,500-mile coastline along the Atlantic Ocean. It has borders with every South American country except for Chile and Ecuador. The Brazilian landscape is very varied. It is most well known for its dense forests, including the Amazon, the world's largest jungle in the north. But there are also dry grasslands, rugged hills, pine forests, sprawling wetlands, immense plateaus, and a long coastal plain. Northern Brazil is dominated by the Amazon River and the jungles that surround it. The Amazon is not one river, but a network of many hundreds of waterways. Its total length stretches over 4,000 miles. Thousands of species live in the river, including the infamous piranha and the boto, or pink river dolphin. Until recently, scientists thought Brazil was first settled by Asians about 10,000 years ago, but new evidence shows that there were people living there at least 32,000 years ago. Some experts think they may have arrived from islands in the Pacific Ocean. Brazil was added to the map of the world during the great European explorations in the late 15th century led by Portugal and Spain. When Europeans first reached the coast of Brazil, the country was home to about 30 million indigenous people. Today, only about 300,000 remain, living primarily in Brazil's remotest places. Portugal established its first colony in Brazil in 1530. Colonists created sugarcane plantations along the coast and sent diamonds and gold back to Europe. Soon, people from West Africa were brought to Brazil to work as slaves. The discovery of large inland gold reserves brought thousands of people from the coasts and as far away as Europe to the interior of the country. In 1789, Brazilians tried to kick out their Portuguese rulers. The rebellion was soon put down, but it started a movement towards independence. By 1822, Brazil was a sovereign nation. Kings of Portuguese blood ruled until 1888, when military leaders and landowners expelled the king and Brazil became a federal republic. Most Brazilians are descended from three ethnic groups: Amerindians, European settlers, and Africans. Starting in the 15th century, waves of immigrants from Europe, the Middle East, and even Japan added to this mix. This diversity of cultures has created a rich religious, musical, and culinary culture. Brazilians are soccer crazy, and their country has produced some of the best players. Most famous of all is known as Pelé. Brazil has won the World Cup soccer finals 5 times, more than any other nation. Vibrant colors, lively music, and endless spectacle are part of Carnival, a week-long celebration in Brazil. The party is known as the Mardi Gras of the Southern Hemisphere thanks to the raucous vibe and brightly colored costumes that fill the streets for days on end. Celebrations and parades are held throughout the country with live music, street performances, dancing, floats, costumes, food, and beverages. Carnival began in the 1830s as a continuation of the Portuguese tradition of celebrating and indulging on the day before Lent. During the late 1800s, street musicians and dancing were introduced, in addition to themed costumes and the tradition of electing the Carnival King. Rio de Janeiro has one of the most well-known carnival celebrations. It features more than 100 block parades, many of which are supported by the students and staff of the city's samba schools. Every neighborhood in the city has its own street band, with more than 300 bands participating in the revelry. The celebration is the accumulation of months of preparation and brings many different types of people together. Over 2 million people per day flock to the celebration. Brazil has the greatest biodiversity of any country in the world. It's home to 600 mammal species, 1,500 fish species, 1,600 bird species, 55,000 plant species, and an amazing 100,000 different types of insects. Many of these can only be found in Brazil's jungles and Amazon rainforest, but many unique species also live in the pampas and semi-desert regions. The largest amount of money stolen from a bank by robbers occurred on August 6th through 7th, 2005 in Fortaleza, Brazil, according to the Guinness Book of World Records. A gang of robbers posing as a landscape company in a nearby building dug a tunnel measuring 256 feet long, 13 feet below street level, which ended directly below the Banco Central in Fortaleza, Brazil. On the weekend of August 6th and 7th, the robbers broke through 3 feet of steel-reinforced concrete to enter the bank vault and seize 5 containers of notes weighing nearly 8,000 pounds and worth an estimated $70 million. While some culprits and a fraction of the money have been recovered, the Brazilian authorities are still investigating today.
All right, junior agents. Have you retained enough information to track down Las Vegas? We've intercepted a coded message sent from Mr. Vegas. He writes that he's not 6 feet under, he's 13 feet under. Do you know where Las Vegas is hiding? Can you track him down and bring him to justice? And where will we send you next? Tune in next month to find out. Goodbye.